I can feel it burn, 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 but I won't go back again.
Hello and welcome everybody. Man, it's been a long week since we had some racing action going on here. We had Monday off due to Valentine's Day, even though some of us are happily single and don't need to celebrate that holiday. But nonetheless, we're here on a Tuesday night with the HCK Beagles. Originally, we had another race in mind, but hey, there's always backups to the backups. So we've got ourselves some All-Star preview action for their All-Star race coming up here next week, all live here from North Wilkesboro, which is going to be one to definitely tune in for. While we get this party started off the correct way, we're going to start it with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And thank you. Tonight's race here at North Wilkesboro, proudly brought to you by nobody. So we picked a name out of the hat, and it's someone we haven't mentioned for a little while here, and that is our friend here, Ed Murray. His little company there, Paints by Special Ed. Man, I remember ground season that these guys had last year. Man, he put in a whole bunch of work into some great paint schemes and whatnot, so definitely go check him out, especially his trading paints collection, because man, he likes to paint them trucks, and he does a heck of a job. So go give our good friend Ed Murray, our best friend, Adam Turner's favorite baseball player, is all the love that he deserves. Speaking of Mr. Turner, I've got a couple hooligans here with me tonight. We got Mr. Alan English, as always, in the booth. How you doing tonight, Alan?
Good, man. Just waiting for my goosebumps to die down after that national anthem, man. It does it to me every time. Yeah, go check out Paints by Special Ed. We've got the link to his trading paints page on the Facebook promo for tonight's race. So if you want to get him to paint your car, you want to just browse through and look at his work, go check him out on Trading Paints. But yeah, man, this is a historic racetrack. We're going to do 100 laps here. Good practice for their all-star race they got coming up. Got a couple of numb thumbs guys racing in there with them tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. So always enjoy watching the racing here at North Wilkesboro.
That indeed, and the person who probably enjoys it most is probably Mr. Adam Turner, because Adam, we got ourselves a little bit of a short track action here. We're going to see some bumping and banging, beating and grinding, and that is what you're all about, good sir.
Yeah, I mean, everybody loves a good short track fight. That's why we all go watch our local tracks on Saturday night, and that's kind of what we got here, a little throw together. Saturday night special, North Wilkesboro. 100 laps, there's 2 fast repairs. I think this one's for fun, so we shouldn't see too much fighting. It is 110 degrees out there on the track right now, so that's going to be a little slippery. We'll see how it goes. There's 75% fuel. unlimited tires. So it's gonna be fun regardless. We have a great time with HCK Beagles guys, and they'll put on a show for us tonight. Just have some fun.
We will, as we take a look at tonight's race info, like you said, Cook and track temp. So these trucks are going to be sliding around some of these corners. They're going to have to be very, very careful here as they take their qualifying laps right now. As we also move on to tonight's key to the race, and that's just going to be get ready for next week. This one's really not meaning anything other than maybe a little bit of pride and kind of showing off here, but other than that, time to get your bearings. Nothing like doing a race to get you all prepped up for the real thing.
Yeah, if you're going to practice for a race, might as well do a practice race. I mean, they'll get a little bit better idea of, how many cautions they're going to have to expect. Maybe they can work on their strategy tonight. So this presents a good opportunity for these guys to go out there and get some good, practical, real life practice in, and we'll see who comes out on top. I've got a couple of guys I'm watching out there tonight. A couple of names I have in mind.
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
Usual suspects. I think we're probably all in agreement there. Kevin Winker probably going to be good here. Just be a guess.
So look at your qualifying times. Have they run any qualifying laps yet?
Yeah, Derek Welch is sitting on top of the board, looks like, right now.
Yeah, I mean, right now you've got 13 cars or trucks or whatever you want to call these things have taken at least a lap to put in a qualifying time. And, I mean, you're talking half a second between first and 13th, so it's fairly close time-wise. And, I mean, we even got ties across the board between Brandon Coleman, Cody Staten, Cale Turbeville, all tied with basically exact same time. And, I mean, Justin Lawson was able to squeak it. I believe he was squeaked a win last week. I'm trying to remember. It's so long ago. But, he was able to just beat their times. And, I mean, even between first and second, between Derek Welch and Bradley Clay, man, even that time difference isn't that far off.
So, are you saying next week is they're racing here? That's an all-star race. Is that right? Am I out of touch? Are they racing here next week?
I'm going to pull up the schedule. Hold on just a second. Give me a second.
I'm not sure. I got a lot of things going on.
I wasn't expecting all the questions,
Well, I mean, I like to have the fact. I want the fact checkers there.
Yeah.
For me before I start running my mouth.
All right. Hold on.
Well, regardless, this is going to be.
You are correct, sir.
That's okay. So
22nd.
So basically, today is kind of like you're saying they're going to get a kind of used to each other on this track as far as the All-Star race.
Yes, sir.
Maybe even spy on each other, kind of like somebody's done in some certain campaigns, presidential and whatnot. Just kind of like a little spying session. I'd call this the Clinton special here. Just a little. Make sure you know what your neighbor's going to do next week, so you can rat them out. You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of funny you say that, too, though, is these guys are in a super speedway league. Last time I checked, North Wilkesboro isn't a super speedway.
Unless you're in a little single-speed go-kart, then maybe it'd feel like a super speedway. But, no, I mean, next week they're going to be running the same amount of laps during the All-Star race next week as they're running tonight. They even have the same sponsor. Special Ed Paints is the title sponsor for the All-Star race. So that's like we almost clairvoyantly predicted that.
Well, see, that's what got so confusing here. These guys always run these super speedway leagues, and now all of a sudden they're changing up for the All-Star race, which is cool.
I think it's cool, yeah. Getting back to roots,
But this is this is a spy session. I'm going to take this super serious now because I like the spying that's going on in the world today.
Spying. Andrew Hansley joining us on Facebook, confirming, yes, we're going to be here for the All-Star race. He's going to run a throwback paint tonight to kind of preview what his throwback scheme is going to be racing, what's going to be looking like next week in the All-Star race. It's probably the same one.
Why is he sitting here talking to us on Facebook, mate? Go run your qualifying laps, Andrew.
They put their times in. It looks like he doesn't even care to put a time in here. He's probably just doing some calculations in his head so he can take on next week.
Derek Welch, one of your numb thumbs racing cats, he said on YouTube, he says, "Thank God we're not at Super Speedway this week." He's one of those guys. He's in the Super Speedway Racing League here with HCK Beagles, but he's one of those guys. He likes the skill tracks, and I'm not saying that it doesn't take skill to be on a super speedway. It does. It's just a different skill set. Derek Welch is one of those guys that likes this kind of racing, and hopefully he has a good showing tonight. We did see him do pretty well in the qualifying session.
Yeah, and this is a place you got to kind of take care of your tires a little more than
yes, sir.
super speedway. So this will be about tires. I don't know what you would think the key to the race is, Brown, but in my opinion, I like tires on this one.
Yes, I would agree with that one. As we all know, because I think we've all run a variety of cars here, whether it be the ARCA cars, the Xfinity cars, the Cup cars. We've run just about every possible combination here other than the Indy cars, which, by the way, Greg Klein, if you're watching, that should be one of our fun races. But,
Formula V's.
it almost doesn't matter what vehicle you're in. This track is always tough to get around. You can get on that throttle just a little too much too soon, spin you around. You can get on the brakes a little too hard, spin you right around. Man, this ain't easy.
Well, that, and it's not quote unquote perfectly oval on each side. If you take a look at that racing graphic again, that you had the track graphic at the beginning, you can see this thing is not perfectly oval. 1 and 2 are going to race completely different from 3 and 4. A lot of tracks are like that, but in this track, you also got one other thing you don't have at some of these other small ovals, and that's elevation change. You got a little bit of a hill. What is that, coming into turn 1? I think it goes uphill a little bit there, so it's kind of a strange old track, and I really hope they get back to racing here for real sometime soon, but
at least
time will tell. It's like we're gridding.
Yeah, in some fashion, it'd be great to see. But yeah, no, it's a different track, way different than what these guys are used to. I'm just glad they're out here running some laps because I'm happy to watch it. I don't know about y'all, so.
That indeed. Speaking about getting ready to go run some laps, everyone's all gridding up, so let's go ahead and do our grid rundown here. A little bit smaller field than what we're used to, but hey, that's all right. Some people, doing their Valentine's Day today. Who knows? Either way, we're starting it off up front with Derek Welch and Bradley Clay starting 1 and 2. Justin Lawson in that 20 is going to be starting here in 3rd with Brandon Coleman in 4th. You got Cody Staten and Cale Turbeville going to be starting there in row 3 with Eric Stoy and Kevin Winker going to be starting in row 4. The 88 of Zach Staten and the 6 of Paul Durkee are going to be rounding out your drivers in tonight's top 10.
Austin Johnson in the 11. Hang on a second. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. Having a little trouble here. Austin Johnson, Joshua Moore, Ed Murray, Greg Turner, Andrew Hansley, and Tom Barish round out your field today. 16 trucks starting this race.
Yeah, it's not our normal thing. These guys normally run about 35 trucks. I think there was some confusion of what was going to happen tonight. They kind of threw this race together, so that's just for fun. They're getting ready for next week at the All-Star race, so why not? Let's make some fun out of it. And I know I'd like to see some fights, but I want to doubt we're going to see some on a non-points race.
So predictions for cautions. You guys think we're going to have a bunch? It's a small field.
It is a small field. It's going to be one of those things. We got to wait and see. And if they can get into a rhythm, I think they'll be okay. But if we don't see that, it might be a long night for these drivers as they come out of 3 and 4. Pace car dives down into pit lane. Green flags waving 100 laps here at North Wilkesboro with Derek Welch up at the front. Man, great start for Derek Welch there, but that 31 of Bradley Clay on the outside right there, side by side as they head off into turns 3 and 4. The 20 takes a bounce off the inside wall. We're going to be 3 wide here for 3rd place here just a second, but that 20 of Justin Lawson Man, he got a big dink as the 42 of Kevin Winker takes a little loop-to-loop, and around we go.
Staying green. We're off the racing surface, so we're staying green here. Derek Welch and that crash test dummy machine still leading this thing.
And he still has that 31 of Bradley Clay on that outside. It's one of those things where at some point someone's got to give here. You can go, too wide pretty consistently here, but something's got to give here as the 33 misses pit lane, gets right out in front of the leader. Oh no, that's going to bring out the yellow flag.
Special Ed hung it around there, and the leader had nowhere to go.
Well, and Kevin Winker is going to be, kind of get something out of that. He's going to catch back up to the field so he can at least re-stack them, re-rack them.
As we watch here, our good friend Special Ed Murray taking a little loop and maybe not watching that F3 box, and the leaders just know where to go there.
Came around and went down into the pits and then came back out right in front. Golly. I've just seen the replay just now. Well, these guys do have a couple fast repairs, don't they, Adam? I mean,
yeah, there's
go
two.
ahead and burn one now. You hate to use one this early, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. Get that thing running. But Adam, do you think he'll save it if he doesn't have, serious damage?
Well, you never know under the hood until you get under full laps, like a green flag situation. So, I personally, if the body damage was even moderate, I would probably save it, but you're risking what's under the hood. You really don't know until you put the foot down on it and see if you're losing, because we don't need really aero here. That's just kind of probably limit out the body panels, but you need that engine intact.
Well, we saw what happened with the next-gen cars at that LA Coliseum deal. That the coolers weren't getting enough air, and if you've got body damage like Derek Welch has on the front of that machine, start watching those temps real close, because like you said, you don't know what's going on under the hood right there unless you're watching them gauges close. Right.
Well, I'm looking at Paul Durkee. He's got some really good damage on the back end of that Folgers truck, and that truck looks pretty awesome. The old Folgers throwback. But I'd stay out there if I was him in particular, because it just looks like cosmetic stuff. So I don't know. Hey, we're going to find out here in a minute.
A lot of cool paints out in this field. That 31 leading the cars around out of the turn here. That olive drab green, that OD green U.S. Marine Corps Ford looks pretty cool.
Yes. We got anybody on Facebook talking about them, or what's happening out there in the FaceTime world?
Well,
kind of quiet tonight. They're used to. They were waiting for a bigger race.
Donnie Tuberville saying it's all about car control here. Hansley said he's starting in the back, spinning a lot in practice, so he wanted to start kind of way in the back. Special Ed Murray says he's saving his special paint all-star version until next week. And Gregory Turner says, I'm in, so let's see how this goes. And the pace car's off.
That it is. So back to green flag racing here. Bradley Clay, man, didn't get that great of a restart. Might have spun the tires just a little bit, because Justin Lawson in that 20 is able to scoot right on through and out in front and start to hold on to a big old lead, as that 31 is now having a big old fight with the 15 of Cody Staten. Looks like we got a truck up into the wall. It looked like that was the 51 of Joshua Moore.
Yes, sir. He's got a little bit of right side damage on that truck, mostly on the rear, so he should be good to go. Keep on trucking out there, Josh.
As the 54 of Brandon Coleman, we've seen his name top some of these leaders.
Hansley involved in that one, and yellows out. He's saying he just got loose on the radio. About 3 trucks involved in that one.
Yeah, I think Special Ed might have been involved in that too, coming out of, looked like corner number 2.
Oh, yeah, you got the 24 just going right on around. Joshua Moore maybe adding an extra pinwheel to that rotation, but for the most part, not too bad. Just kind of self-induced kind of things there. And, that's, like I said, that's something we were looking at definitely being a possibility here. especially if you can't get yourself into a rhythm. And I mean, it takes a solid 10 or so laps before you start actually getting comfortable. And then, of course, after 10 laps, your truck's changing and you got to make adjustments. And, you know, it's going to be one of those things. Once when tires wear down and people have to back off the corners, man, we're going to be golden.
Yeah, and I was looking at Hansley as he went into the pits. It looks like he took his fast repair, but personally, I didn't see too much damage there. He did get hit, but
He may have forgot to uncheck it. I've done that before.
yeah, it straightened his truck out, but he would have been fine without it. We'll see if that comes into play for him, because hey, those things are like gold at this point. A small track like this, you kind of want to save them as much as you can, because that tire wear is just crazy. You got cold tires, then you're going to have wearing to old tires, so you know it'll be an issue. Hopefully we get some good green flag laps in.
Well, Bay Area Rob joining us on YouTube says, should be fun to watch. He's watching tonight because he doesn't own the track. It really is a fun track to race. If you ever get the chance to go and look at some of the other races people stream with different cars and stuff on here, you might find something that looked like fun to you. But yeah, missing Bay Area Rob out there tonight.
Well, I didn't think about it. These guys are strictly run super speedway, so a lot of them may have never even seen this or bought it. So,
as Adam Strom would say, sure.
Yeah, sure. Eh?
Yeah, sure.
Hope he's out there watching. Yeah, up in the Great White North, Minnesota.
Looks like we're getting all stacked back up here. Getting ready to turn the lights off on the pace car.
That we are, and you know what? That's the beautiful thing here, too. Is we're not waiting 10 minutes for us to go back to green flag race. And I mean, pace laps here move on fairly quickly. So even though we got ourselves, still like 85 laps remaining, it's gonna go by fairly quickly. Especially with the lap times these guys are running. I mean, talking sub 20-second lap times as that pace car peels off down into pit road once again. Side by side we go. Justin Lawson, Bradley Clay. Justin Lawson again getting that great restart there. Clean start out in front, back to that green flag racing as that 31 of Bradley Clay and the 54 of Brandon Coleman go back to that battle they were having before that yellow came out. Man, that 31 going in a little deep into turns number 3 and 4 though.
Yeah, when Justin Lawson hit the gas, he gone. He took off pretty quick there.
Yeah, he may be a ringer here. He timed it perfect, but it looks like we're kind of stretching things out. Maybe they kind of got a feel for what's going to happen. It's still a little squirrely up front there. But they're making it work out.
Side-by-side action with the 64 machine and the 15 banging bumpers.
Man, they were doing a little bit more than banging bumpers. They were trying to get into each other's passenger seats as the 42 of Winker starts to throw his weight around here a little bit.
Yeah, he don't want to be in the back.
These guys are teammates, but hey, this is all-star race practice, man. There ain't no teams.
Yeah, no I and team here.
No, there is a me, but
yeah, that's true.
Now that 64 of Cale Turbeville made his way up through those spots fairly easily. The 31 of Bradley Clay losing quite a few spots there from his little mistake of going way out wide and kind of missing that corner just once. So he's got a lot of ground to make up as the 64 Cale Turbeville. Man, we haven't seen him on really any of these tracks like this quite yet. He's starting to kind of make some mincemeat pie out of these guys, cutting them all up and through.
I mean, O'Cale, he does great at the super speedway tracks, and it's kind of neat to see it kind of translate over a little bit.
Different skill set and dynamic, which is kind of, it's actually really neat to see these guys race a track like this, because we're used to seeing them 2.5 miles and above.
Yep, pack racing, baby. Eric Stoy in the 4 machine. He's really putting on a clinic out there how to run these short tracks up to second place now, up 6 spots.
Oh, yeah, making those big times moves as this 54 goes for a wild ride, able to hang on to it, but he's going to lose quite a few spots from that as Cale Turberville is able to find some escape room there and go out to that outside and get right around him. As, like you said, Eric Stoy, man, he's cutting up through this field himself. He's chopping that lead down that Justin Lawson had built up lap by lap, 10th by 10th. He's crawling up that back bumper of the 20.
We got caution lights flashing. I'm not sure what happened there. We do have a caution out on the track. Somebody throw a roll bar pad out the window.
Man, they could have
I didn't
just
see
tried to
what caused
reset.
that. Paul Durkee's got some heavy left rear damage, but I'm not sure that that wasn't already there.
No, it was definitely already there. Just kind of looking around the track here to see what's going on.
That wasn't manually thrown. So they're not. I guess they're not, simulating stage racing or anything here. I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't know. I'll just have to wait and find out. As got some people coming down, taking the tires, taking the fuel. You got Bradley Clay, you got Joshua Moore, Justin Lawson, Cale Turberville, all squeezing down into pit lane, trying to maybe get some fresh rubber and get back out there, put in some heaters of lap time, as we're already a quarter of the way done this race. Derek Welsh already back up into third in that crash test dummy car with Kevin Winker in second, and Cody Staten in the 15, your new leader.
Well, Turner, is this one of the situations where every chance you get, especially if you're in the back half of the field, every chance you get, you're going to come down and get tires, right? Because it's unlimited, right?
I would if you're in the back half of the field. Now, if you're more skilled, you may want to wait it out a little bit up front. But I think probably 25 to 35 laps on these tires is pretty rough. Now, of course, we did have a bunch of cautions, so these guys may be, kind of spreading it out up front. But if you're in the rear, man, and you're still in the lead lap, why not? Throw some on there. But be very cognizant of those tires because they are very slippery when you throw them on.
I mean, we're going to have a few cautions here tonight. So, I mean, trying to really stretch it and stick to a 3-stop, trying to turn it into a 3-stop race, is that really practical? I mean, it doesn't seem like it at this point.
Really do. I think you just got to take the opportunity when you can, and treat this kind of like the Daytona Duels or the Clash or just a test race. Have fun, try to win it, but learn more about this track and these cars because they're going to be doing it next week for money at the All-Star race.
They are, as they get stacked up and ready to go here once again. Got some people out there. You got Donnie Turberville saying Cale is a dirt track ringer. All right, so we'll maybe see him dirt track this truck around here and work his way up to the front like we've been seeing. Albert Anderson, great friend of the show, saying this is one tough track, but these guys are getting it done. Yes, they are. And we look forward to seeing you, Mr. Anderson, here tomorrow night as we go back to green flag racing here. Interesting little restart there. Cody Staten going all the way out and maybe bumping fenders a little bit there with the 42, or the 42 is squeezing down, but the 42 getting a heck of a run coming off of that high line turn number 2. So he's now going to jump out in front of that 15, and here comes that one of Derek Welsh on that outside. He's looking to make up some ground here as well.
He just flat took that.
Yeah, Team America kind of running up front there. It's not something we don't normally see, right? I mean, we see Team America in front, even at the short track. So good to see them out there eating this track up.
Eric Stoy, one of those guys that's sticking to that bottom line right now, doing a little bit of 2 and at points 3 wide, but keeping that truck very clean. There ain't a scratch on that truck, I don't believe. He either been lucky or just used fast repair.
As these guys are going 2 by 2, as here comes Derek Welsh right up onto that back bumper of the leader, Kevin Winker. Kevin Winker running that kind of middle blocking line here, with Welsh running that low line, trying to get up and get inside of him and maybe make a pass here within the next couple of corners. We'll just have to see if he can't gather up that momentum, gather up that speed as they exit some of these turns. And that's the interesting thing about the line that Winker's been running here. He's not going all the way down, which means people that want to pass him up the inside, they don't have that room to extend out of the corner as much as they would like. So Winker driving that very kind of defensive middle line here as that one man. He is not going away whatsoever. There he is inside, sliding it down into turns 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side here as they come across the line. Still, the nose edge goes to Kevin Winker.
He's doing everything he can to hold on to that lead right now. I tell you what, there's some good fighting back here for about 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Eric Stoyle on that low line, he went 3 wide again with a couple of trucks, but they're stacking up back here. They're really fighting.
Yeah, there's a lot of good little battles out here on the track. I'm sorry, bro.
I was just going to say, as like you said, as that battle's going on, man, those two trucks.
Six around. Inside wall, all over the guardrail, staying green. He's all out of thing.
Oh, I thought it was Paul Durkee.
Now the yellow's out.
There's some good little racing right there, though.
Rival drivers complimenting each other. Winker and Welch going back and forth on the radio. Man, that was a blast.
I think they're enjoying this different style of racing. Yeah, even though there's a few cautions, they need these cautions. You kind of got time to think. How are you going to attack the corner as the tires wear and the temperature of the track, all that stuff. This is stuff that's new to them, and I think it was a really good idea for them to throw it together at the last minute.
As we take a look at what happened there, yeah, just a little too much go-go pedal there from our friend Paul Durkee. Watching here from the roof of the 20 at Justin Lawson, as we got a whole crew of people coming down into pit lane here.
Everybody wanting new shoes now, for sure. Did it look like the lead couple of cars trucks pitted?
No, it does not.
Staten in the top 2.
Same scenario, though. The guys in the back, kind of like we talked about.
Yep.
Pitted, and might as well. You know, you're learning about your truck. You're learning about how it's going to go next week. I think next week will be really fun because a lot of these guys will have the man hours in, to kind of manipulate this track. I think they don't have, much practice at the track right now. That's why it's like a learning in progress right now, Little education course in the short track.
So Numb Thumbs Gaming on YouTube says Great White North, Minnesota. And then I guess they heard you saying something about this and that, He said, You think that's Canada,
It's the same thing. I thought. I didn't know there was.
I tell you what.
The difference is there's a barrage of truckers on one side of the border. I don't know the difference actually.
It's cold in both places.
Yeah, you're talking about miles apart. We have a Minnesota friend that we give him a hard time. But I feel like it's Canada up there personally.
I tell you what, he loves doing that ice fishing up there, man. I don't know if I can handle that. But I mean, they're like in a camper that sits on the ice, and it's like getting drunk on a camping trip in a camper, and you just got a little hole in the floor that you're fishing out of.
I've done that a million times. I just never done it over ice. So you tell me it's the same scenario?
Yes.
Okay, then I think I'm in. It sounds like a good time.
What else sounds like a good time is we're going to get back to going green flag racing here, almost to that halfway mark. Kevin Winker on the inside leading this one off with Derek Welsh on that outside. Let's see if those two can continue the battle that they've been having. Off and running they go. Kevin Winker with a great restart there, right all over that green flag. Oh, as the 15 gets into that one just a little bit. The one hell of a save. Holy crap! Able to save that one, but they threw the yellow flag.
Bunch of checkups were happening right there, and I think because Welch had that rear end hanging out there so long in that drifty save, I think that might have been what threw it.
And I thought
It's
we were gonna
irate.
make some kind of YouTube clip there with that commentary done. I thought you were going to lose it. That was pretty fun. I thought we were going to get into FCC violations and everything. That's what I was hoping for. It was a great save, and you had a great view of it too.
Oh man, that was a heck of a view and a heck of a save. The one of Derek Welsh, man. That crash test dummy truck, though, whoo, it's starting to look like its name is earning it.
It's just dummy now. Man, Justin Lawson has a cool Maxwell House car. You got two coffee trucks out here. You know, I love coffee.
Folgers one.
Yeah, Folgers and Maxwell House. Those were the big ones back in the day.
Yep. We need a community car out there, don't we?
I think they have one in one of the lower levels. I think I've seen it. Be a good idea, though.
They need a Mellow Joy car. You ever drink Mellow Joy coffee?
I don't think
That's
so.
more of a South Louisiana thing, I think.
I probably have at the fish camp down in
Yeah,
Gulac.
I guarantee you've had the chicory flavored Mellow
Yeah,
Joy coffee down at the fish camp.
I think I have now. But I forgot. You know, a lot of things happen at fish camp you can't remember the next day.
Yeah, I can believe it. I have similar experiences.
Well, we got a break in the action here in Payson under caution. We want to say thank you once again to our good friend Eddie Murray and his little spiel here. The paints by Special Ed, man, he does some great work. Definitely go check him out. I know we linked a direct link to that trading paints page that he's got, and you can check out all the work that he's done and put out there, and it is A+ quality work. So definitely go check him out and go give him some compliments on the work, and maybe he'll design your next truck or car or whatever paint scheme that you want done, and start to kind of get to work with him. But not only that, but if you are relatively new to watching us here over at the HCK Beagles Racing League, go on over to HCKBeaglesRacingLeague.com, I believe is the official website. If you don't know who to root for, man, they've got a whole bunch of driver profiles out there, and you can kind of read into what the league's all about and kind of see the past championships and whatnot. So definitely go check out that website, as it will provide that insider information that everybody is looking forward to. Once the lights on the pace car turn off here, the 42 of Winker now has that 64 Cale Tuberville right there on that outside. Green flag once again, and man, Kevin Winker has these restarts all on lock. He knows exactly when that flag is coming out, and he's been starting these things really well.
And he knows how hard to push it. This isn't like what they normally race at, super speedway, where you just hammer it down and you hold the damn foot to the floor, but you can't do that here. You got cold tires and tight turns and stuff. You really got to meter that right foot as you come off the starting line there and going into one.
As we get that battle heating up here once again up at the front, the 42 of Winker running that middle line. Everyone's trying to pass him on that low line. No, there goes the 4 of Eric Stoy. Yellow flag comes out once again. Just a self-spin there from Eric Stoy.
Yeah, and I think that's because the track is so small. Even though he got out of the way quickly, the iRacing throws that flag. It's just kind of a...
It looks like it's a checkup, and then it happened in front of him.
Yeah, there was a lot of checking up behind him, but I don't know, probably could have kept going either way.
You're right. It was a self-spin. Yep.
More learning experience for everybody out there on the track.
That's right. Knox Medusa joining us on Twitch. Thanks so much for joining us once again, Knox. Saying that was an unfortunate spin. Oh, he tried to save it. It just happened so fast.
Oh, I mean, you're talking the difference of 100 to 200 RPMs. That's all it takes for you to go whipping right around here. And that's almost, you almost couldn't tell based on your throttle foot, right? Like, you're just like, oh, yeah, no, I'm good this time. And then, nope, there you go.
Carol Hansley joining us. Her grandson Andrew out there racing that 24 tonight. Thanks as always, Carol, for joining us on the Facebook stream.
I'm listening to driver radio. They're having so much fun out here. There's no arguments. They're all having a good time. Kind of enjoying this different style of racing. I'm enjoying it too. I love this track. Look at the RVs and Winnebagos they got out there. iRacing did a great job putting this track together. It looks really cool. It looks kind of like 1987 all over again. For some of us who actually lived through that, it was a pretty cool moment in time for NASCAR.
Derek Welch saying on Facebook or on YouTube, I'm sorry, that he says he thinks everybody just likes hitting that crash test dummy truck, but he's not letting it phase him. He's up there. He's restarting in fourth. So Derek Welch, even though he's been a part of many accidents out there tonight, he's got that Toyota Tundra #1 machine outside row 2 starting at fourth.
Man, I didn't even think about it. If we had these cautions, we may have to bring up one of these Team America guys. They all want to be chatterboxes, tell us kind of what's happening out on the track. So maybe next caution we bring one of the guys out.
Let me do some looking around, see if I can find anybody who wants to get pulled up.
I'm sure this is going to be a lot of fun, just BSing about what's happening on the track and all that stuff.
Pick a different team here, too.
Yeah, pick whoever. I like for the guys to agree. I don't know if it's a good idea today or what, due to circumstances. So, who knows?
We'll wait till the next caution.
I was going to say, the cautions are so short here, man. It's going to be tough to try to sneak someone in. But we'll get one of these drivers in here at some point. It's lights on that pace car turn off once again. You got Kevin Winker. It looks like he came down into the pits. So we got Zach Staten and Brandon Coleman now up here at the front. So we're going to have to wait and see how this little battle turns out as that pace car comes diving down. Green flag racing here once again, right on off down into turn #1. Man, oh man, these cars are flying as we go 3 wide back here for fourth, but we are 2 wide up here in the lead, and it looks like the 54 of Coleman just able to hang on. No, the 88 of Staten not going away there on that inside.
My goodness. Bruce Muehlberger pulling for that 51 of Josh Moore. Of course, that's his sponsor. Old Bruce watching his 51 machine out there running tonight. And Albert Anderson said there ain't no safe barriers at this track. You hit the wall, you get some big damage.
Yeah, you're going to hurt yourself here.
Still side by side racing the 88 and that 54. That 54 on that high line, the 88 on that low line. Man, it's definitely looking like if you get stuck on that low line, you can maintain pace, but you're not really going to get too much passing done.
Yeah, we've seen Stoy do that a lot, running super low, and he stayed out of a lot of the stuff, I think, because of that really low line. But he catches himself getting passed on the outside 3 wide quite often.
As here comes the 20 of Justin Lawson looking to the outside of the 6 of Paul Durkee. And it looks like he will be able to get that pass done. Not quite yet. Almost clear as the 54 goes really wide through turns 1 and 2. That's going to allow the 88 to sneak back on through on the inside. And
the 51's around in the wall.
For some reason, it's still green.
Yeah, that Muehlberger Custom Homes number 51 truck is going to need a contractor to help him straighten that mess out.
88 of Staten buying himself a little bit of wiggle room out in front, but he's got an angry pack of cars right there behind him. The 54 of Coleman still on his tail. You got the 20 of Lawson, the 6 of Durkee, the 1 of Welch, and the 42 of Winker all ready to pounce as the 6 gets loose coming out of turns 1 and 2. He's able to hang on to it. He's almost is going to maybe lose a spot here. He lost 1 to Winker, but he's able to hang on and not lose any more.
Yeah, Paul Durkee in that Folgers truck. We've seen camera on him quite a bit tonight. Great save there.
Ooh, it's the 20 of Lawson. Man, sends it in hard on that 54, able to steal second away from him, and that 54's now got a whole bunch of trucks trying to battle around to get by him. You got Derek Welch squeezing through on that inside line, trying to get through, and you got the 42 trying to figure out how to make this thing 3 wide and push it on through. Man, that far outside line is really not going to work for Winker like it normally does here at these plate tracks, as we got contact between the 54 and the 42, able to hang on to it, though.
That Coleman in tight battle right here with a couple of the trucks. That's another cool paint, that Top Arctic Phillips 66 paint. I love that.
Well, they're about to go 3 wide almost back here with Cody Staten, Clay, and back here in the Marines truck, but now I think they're kind of getting the hang of this thing so far, beating and banging a little bit, but keeping it straight.
Woo, Coleman sideways again as Paul Durkee sticks his nose in there.
Oh, that is 3 wide there. That's what that is, as the 31 and the 6 go 3 wide with the 54 on that outside. That 54, man, he is just absolutely bleeding spots. But as you say, he's getting all sideways. No, sir, that is slideways as he's drifting around some of these turns.
All these guys doing a heck of a job out there. Yeah, they're starting to find the rhythm, I think, as we see the 15 of State in there really sideways also. So, do you think these guys are doing tire research there, Turner? Are they saying, well,
so I'm watching Staten, the number 15, Cody Staten, the Staten brothers, sounds like a Western movie I talk about all the time, but it seems like he's kind of having, it's pushing a little bit. And
it's loose all.
He's just trying to figure it out. But yeah, that's what it's all about. He's hit the wall a couple times, so.
Him and Coleman are sprinting more times sideways than they are straight. And the
There's
yellow's
your
out.
caution.
I don't know why it's out.
Oh, it might have been involving our good friend, the 24 of Andrew Hansley. Ooh.
Oh, there's a truck by the guardrail down here. Who was that?
I think that's the 24 of Hansley.
Yeah, he stopped.
Comes
good range service.
Yeah,
Ooh, hard contact there on that outside wall, man. He was wiggling and bobbling. It's like that death wobble. I know English. You know about that, riding the motorcycle. It ain't a good feeling, and man, especially in one of these trucks, man, it's just as nerve-wracking.
Yeah, he's running that Dale Senior throwback paint that he had just for the All-Star race. Racing it tonight, a little preview.
Ooh, top 2 guys coming down pit lane. That's an interesting move.
So now everybody will probably go.
No, Derek Welsh staying out. Same thing with Winker and Cale Turbeville.
Come on, little strategy play. I love that.
Yeah. This track is still super hot at 112 degrees, and it looks like it's getting some shade on the track, but still hot. Those trucks are making it hot. The death wall, I had that in the F250. Have you ever had that in one of you? Did you ever have an F250 where you had that front end?
I had a
death wobble?
straight axle F250, but I never got that. I think that was a bad steering damper or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something with the sway
I think
bar.
they did a recall on it.
They did. I've had it. It's not fun.
I had 2 F250s. I never had that issue.
It'd be a little worse than a motorcycle, though.
The tank slapper, because that's what your thighs are doing. They're slapping that fuel tank.
Oh, okay.
Morris Wanchuk joining us on YouTube saying, let's go crash test dummy. I hope I did that right.
Sounded okay to me. I don't. And you do kind of know how to read down there in Louisiana. You're pretty good at it.
When people type stuff out, I'm like, how should I read this? But yeah, these guys will get repaired, get stacked back up out there. We'll see what these guys that pitted from the lead, we'll see what they're able to do. I mean, we've seen Kevin Winker fight his way from way in back to get up there in the front.
I don't know. It's like shooting dice at Waco at this point. Yahtzee.
Yeah, we're going to be in our closing quarter of the laps here. The last 25, I think once when we go green, maybe last 24 once when we do go green here. So these guys, Man, this race is going by really, really quick, and I think that's why some of these guys are having fun because they know this race was going to be a quick one. It's not going to be even with all the yellows that we've had, it's not going to be absolute. I don't know, a sloth of an event, just super slow moving. It's action packed, pretty much between the flags here, and we've seen a lot of good racing.
Well, if you think about it, 100 lap length race here is just about perfect because it involves some pit strategy. You know, you can't make the whole thing on a tank of fuel or on a set of tires, so you're going to have some pit strategy. You're going to have quite a few cautions. So I mean, instead of running 150, 175 laps here, 100 is just about right.
As we go back to green flag racing once again, side by side up here at the front. Ooh, the one of Derek Welsh getting the little best of the 42 of Winker there on that restart. So Winker's now going to have to battle that 64 Cale Turville on the inside. Cale, man, he's been solid all race long. He's definitely letting that little dirt track prowess kind of come through a little bit here, able to control that truck very well. I don't think we've seen Cale run into any issues whatsoever so far tonight, as he is still side by side here with Winker, man, and even though they're battling, they're still on that tail, the one of Derek Welch.
Yeah, Derek Welch not able to get away. Oh, the 12 of Johnson's around. Austin Johnson's backwards on the track and the yellow's out. Check out the 12 there.
Well, that was unfortunate, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I think he, I don't know if he had help getting loose, but.
Nope, I think he was just a little hard on the brakes going into turn number 3, breaking the truck loose, trying his best to save it, and eventually getting a little help to get turned around, but yeah, just one of those, like we said, a little too hard on the brakes, you spin, a little too hard on the throttle, you spin. I mean, man, it's almost like if you sneeze, you're going to spin here.
Yeah, it looks like that was entirely on his pedal there. The little incidental contact from one of the other trucks that was trying to get by.
Ooh, as Derek Welsh coming down pit road here. Interesting call, especially now we're coming into the finals closing stages. I wonder if he thinks that we might see some green-white checkers here to finish this one off, and he wants to be on the best set possible.
I think that's a real possibility, Adam. What do you think? I mean, go and get them all now. I mean, go get all the tires that you can.
Well, you know me, I love tires. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game.
Yeah.
Especially with a small track like this, yeah. Get tires, get it straightened out. What are we looking at it? Right now, currently 20 laps to go. So
15 to go when we restart.
15? Yeah, I don't know.
Like that.
Somewhere in that area. I'd
Math
get
is
them.
hard.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to
same
take my shoes off to count how many laps we're
Yeah,
out.
I had rewind. I was a little behind, but yeah. I'd get tires and then get ready to rip. I'm going to assume we're going to have one more caution, just the bookie in me kind of says it. I don't know. We'll see.
That we will, as we continue to pace under caution here. Just a few more laps before going back to this green flag racing. Now, I know, Turner, you're a fan of big-time sporting events, and just kind of back to your point there, Mr. English, about, trying not to use all fingers and toes to try to count this one. We had a couple golfers this past weekend, Turner, who only needed one finger to count the number of shots on that 16th hole.
Something about the Phoenix Open?
Yeah, man.
It's like a party, dude. It's like a NASCAR race at that hole.
Man, beers were flying, and what was beautiful about it, since it was sponsored by Waste Management there, not a single piece of trash is going to a landfill or anything. It's all, zero waste. Everything is getting recycled. So glad to see that. As
was there some holes in one? Is that what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, and the
ones.
fans went absolutely crazy. You're talking like Auburn closing off a football game against Bama, kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's a stadium seating at this hole there, and
Really?
It was amazing to watch. It was really fun, man. And that's the kind of stuff
Cool.
that I love about golf, because that was a blast.
And it was, but we're ready to go back to green flag racing here. 16 laps remain. Cale Turbeville up there at the front.
Big wreck.
Big wreck here. Oh, we're going to have a parking lot.
Little wreck. About 10 trucks involved in
got-
that. I'm not even going to say numbers. Y'all
But
can
he
see.
he started the race a little race to the end a little too early.
Oh, the
Winker.
15 got a little airborne there.
Kevin Winker just came over the radio and said, man, that was all my fault. And it was right after Charlie Anderson on Facebook said, go Kevin number 42. And 2 seconds later, it was mayhem.
I think he might have just spun the tires or something there at the restart there for Winker. And it doesn't take much when you're all bunched up like this.
Yeah, that's his fiance. Don't worry, she didn't cause it. It was all him. There's no curse of the commenters. That's not a thing. That's the curse of the commentator. You can comment all you want to.
Yeah, we're the ones that get the curse.
If you guys like this kind of racing action, stay tuned next week. As right here will be the actual All-Star race, not just a practice like tonight, but it'll be the actual All-Star race next week. Same drivers. In fact, they'll have a few more. But same exciting races, same track. We got a lot of people come down pit road to get damage fixed.
I think we're going to see a little flip in the leaderboard here. From all the craziness that's happening on the track. These guys are just having fun. So
I saw some guys hitting each other under caution that was probably just for fun.
As we got Cale Turbeville up here in the lead in that beautiful 64 shiny chrome Valvoline truck, man. I know they say, chrome don't get you home. Hey, chrome might get him home here tonight, man. That's a fancy looking truck.
Home might be victory lane for the 64. We'll see.
That
he's
it
kept
will.
it clean too. Keeping that
Hey,
thing clean.
He's got some tough customers behind him here in the 20 and the one truck. Justin Lawson, one of those guys that he's great on these restarts too, as we've seen. And Derek Welch, no matter what happens to this guy, this crash test dummy, Numb Thumbs gaming truck, he's persevered. So we'll see if that Toyota can get up there and challenge these Chevrolets.
And also don't count out that 24 of Andrew Hansley. He's up 11
That's
spots.
right.
And I know he wasn't feeling confident, heading into this. Really was having an issue trying to get a handle on the truck around this track and whatnot. But, I mean, look at it now. He's sitting there in fourth. If the top three decide to go 3 wide and cause absolute mayhem, if he just picks his way through it, he's going to find himself in winner's circle.
Hear that, Miss Carol? Andrew's got a chance now.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? I think Eric's Toys had a pretty good race too, just kind of staying steady up 3 spots. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be hard pressed to see him up there either.
As the pace car comes down in green flag racing here once again. Great restart there for the 64. The 20 still on his outside though, so side by side through turns 1 and 2, still putting in the work here as they go through turns 3 and 4. Here comes that one right up that back bumper of the 64, trying to figure out a way by, but it's going to be tough with these guys being too wide. Little bit of contact there, but able to hang on to it, and still side by side, man, that 64 is pushing it for all it's worth on that inside line. He does not want to be there. He wants to be out there where that 20 is.
Yeah, while all that was happening, the 69 Little Rimmer of Gregory Turner spun out, hit the inside wall, started smoking real bad. Able to make it to the pits, though. He's going to be there a while, I think.
That's good. He got out of the way of these guys up front because they're beating and banging right now.
And they are, as the 64 lost the battle to the 20, so Justin Lawson up there in the lead. But now Cale Turbeville is having a battle as the yellow comes out here with Derek Welch.
Austin Johnson spun around. He's smoking now. He's got a lot of front end damage. for sure. You're gonna see that 12 shake.
Ooh, hard impact to that inside wall there. Garden Pit Road. Looks like once again just a little too much throttle coming out of turn number 4, and that truck just never got settled and just kept going and going.
So the last one, he went too hard and broke too hard into 3, which caused it. This time he punched it too hard out of 4, and that just shows you how difficult this track is, man. It really is difficult to, especially, I'm sure he's on maybe newer tires too. That definitely is a factor. So, hey, it looks like we're gonna have green white checker maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's Gail Turbeville coming down pit lane. Interesting call
Really?
for being in the lead there.
That is interesting. So is he counting on everybody's going to... Well, I don't know here. I don't know what you do here.
Well, I mean, if you're up front, you got to stay out unless you're totally out of gas, which, you know, wouldn't really know at this point.
Well, if he came down and he looked in his rearview mirror and didn't see anybody else coming down, you know his heart sank.
Yeah, because you pretty much just threw the race there. Maybe he's got somebody betting on him to lose out there in Vegas or something. But yeah, I mean, this is the place for mistakes. This is practice basically for
That's right.
next week's All-Star race. So they're learning it. They're figuring it out. Next week should be kind of crazy, actually. So I expect a lot better, cleaner racing anyway next week.
Our buddy Albert Anderson on Facebook saying Lawson's going to be extremely hard to beat. And you know what, Albert? He is great on these restarts. We've seen him just leave people, you know.
Yeah.
He's practicing it right now. You see him when he came around right there. He got on it one time. Derek Welch ain't no slouch, so
Yeah, it's going to be a good little battle. I'm glad to see America's drivers tuning in. We'll hopefully get to see him tomorrow, running his patriotic scheme or whatever he's got going.
oh yeah.
But it should be a fun run here at the last green-white checker here.
I don't think this will be a green-white checker. I think we're gonna get the green before we hit that point. We'll see as soon as the pace car cycles past the start.
I think we missed it by a lap.
Okay, cool. So we've still got that in the back pocket. Nope, it
No,
will be.
that's what I meant by we missed it by a lap.
Yeah, my bad.
It's 3 green-white checkers, so I'm expecting them to let loose on the first one. Second one, maybe.
Dial it back a little bit on the second one.
Yeah, and then
third one's no prisoners.
yeah, we'll see. We'll kind of see. I don't know.
Man, I don't know what we're going to expect to see here for a finish, because the last time these guys finished under a green-white checker, we had to go to a super scientific timing board to determine the winner of that one.
It's a dead tie.
Yeah, and Justin Lawson was involved in that, so here we go. Green flag racing here, attempt number 1 at this green-white checker. Great restart there for the 20. That one's got a lot of catching up to do. He's lost a lot of ground there on that restart, man. That 20 had it in freaking lock mode as he comes through turns 3 and 4. We're going to be taking the white flag here, so final lap. We're going to finish it here. No more cautions needed. We're going to see who's able to walk away victorious here tonight. The 20 of Lawson driving away from that one of Derek Welsh through turns 1 and 2, now into turns 3 and 4. Still able to hang on out in front. No challengers there. 20 of Justin Lawson walks away being a winner here at this practice all-star race with Derek Welsh in second and Eric Stoy in that 4. We mentioned him earlier and we mentioned him throughout the race. Mr. Solid able to come it home in third.
Well, Albert Anderson called it. He said Lawson was going to be extremely tough to beat, and I think we kind of knew that, seeing him up front just kicking the crap out of these restarts. And what an effort from Derek Welch and these other cats running up front. Cale Turbeville. I mean, what an amazing bunch of racing we saw here at a short track with guys that normally run super speedways every week. So awesome race.
Yeah, they're not used to it, and they're having fun spying on each other, kind of like what's happening in the real world. You got to do some spying, you know, to get ahead in life, apparently. As long as you don't get caught. That's kind of a problem. But nonetheless, fun race. I'm looking forward to next week's.
Well, Andrew Hansley did finish in ninth. I know Carol was hoping that Miss Carol was hoping he'd have a little bit better finish, but still not bad. He finished up a lot higher than he started, so I think that's the goal for me every time I go into race. That's how I judge whether I had a decent race or not. So.
That he did. I mean, and that's also, he's the hard charger of the race there, up 6 spots. And, especially for him, not feeling so comfortable in this kind of setup and at this track, man, it's all paying out. Every single lap counts as that extra practice lap, and it definitely goes to show that they just got better as they went along. As we got drivers now jumping up here, ready to get some interviews underway. Let's start with our third place finisher here, and that would be the 4 of Eric Stoy, able to, for the most part, keep it relatively clean there, Eric. And I know this is just the practice before next week's All-Star race, but man, it looked like it was a heck of a lot of fun out there tonight.
Oh, it sure was. Every turn was exciting because you don't know who's going to be blocking you, who's going to let you go, and these trucks are very loose coming off the corners. But overall, it was just a fun race.
Well, the track was pretty hot. We knew a lot of guys were going to be loose coming off. We saw the 54 and the 15 were sideways half the night, it seemed like. But you're one of those guys, you were running that very, very low line most of the race. It didn't look like it gave you too much of a bad, tight condition. We see that a lot. A lot of these types of tracks where guys will run real low lines and end up burning that right front up. But it looks like you managed your tires pretty well and stayed safe. Why do you like that low line so much? Is it accident avoidance, or is that just where you like to run?
I would say that's just kind of where I practice at the most. Just that bottom, I let off the throttle a lot, so I'm just basically rolling through the corners, and just it sticks for me. Some people can't get it, but overall, that's my hot spot.
Well, you kept that truck real clean tonight. For the most part, it looked like on our end. Awesome job. Do you have anything you're looking forward to next week, and any shout outs or anything like that?
Next week I might have to be more aggressive. I think this practice race was just kind of see who has what talent in the short track, because we're racing super speedways right now, so just kind of picking out my competitors. But overall, I'm just ready for next week.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the third place finish. Before we let you go, got any shout outs or anything you want to put out?
Just shout out to everyone in this league and Greg for holding it, and thanks to you guys for taking your time broadcasting us.
Awesome, Eric. Well, we appreciate it, man. And when you guys put on a show like you did here tonight, man, we can't wait to come back week in, week out. And we wish you the best of luck here coming up next week for your All-Star race.
Hey, thanks, fellas.
All right, so now we'll move on up to our second place finisher, who was up front a good chunk of that race. It's that 1 of Derek Welsh, that Numb Thumbs gaming machine. Man, Derek, you were up front, you were in the back, you were in the wrecks, you were all over the place here tonight, and it just goes to show how much this practice might have been needed a little bit.
Well, I'm going to be on a rig in all the rigs. I mean, that's why I got a crash dummy truck out here. I mean, that's me.
So, hey, Derek, we did see that it looked like that people might have thought that was a target painted on that truck. You did see a lot of contact out there tonight, but you were one of those guys that persevered. You really did a great job of holding on to some great track position, despite getting bounced off the walls. Are you looking forward to next week? You're going to have a little backup next week. I think you're going to have a couple other Numb Thumbs gaming or Numb Thumbs racing teammates next week. Are you guys working out a strategy or anything?
Oh yeah, we're always, me, Mark, and Cub, we're always trying to think of a strategy. Personally, I'm not a very big fan of super speedways. I'm more a fan of the short track racing like this, you know. But I'm looking forward to next week. I'm always looking forward to short tracks, but we will have some kind of strategy going on. You better believe that.
Yeah, this is more like your Saturday night blue collar, the track we all grew up going to on the weekends. And I think you showed that your love of it tonight, not a
Oh, yeah.
bad run there. Well, I think you have something for him next week. So, hey, good job. Congrats, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
Well, Derek, yeah, like he said, congrats on the P2 here tonight. Before we let you go, you got any shout outs or anything like that you want to put out there?
Oh yeah, just None Thumbs Gaming, man. Big shout out for all the guys over there, and while I'm here, say we've been had a donation put up for a little girl named Olivia and us in Lone Star Racing, and she was born with Down syndrome, and they found out she's got leukemia, so she don't have very long to live.
Oh,
And
man.
her last wish was to go to Disney World. So us and Lone Star Racing got together, and Lone Star Racing originally, I think it's one of their guys, but we took some donations up over a couple of days, but only 2 days we've raised almost $500 for the little girl, and I'm so proud of None Thumbs Gaming for putting out $1, $2, $3 here and there, and it all adds up, man. And I like to appreciate everybody in None Thumbs Gaming for donating to that little girl and making the little girl's wish come true. And that's what it's all about. It's not about us racing out here. It's not about us gaming. It's about coming together as a family and having somebody's back. And I just want to thank you, everybody at None Thumbs Gaming. Appreciate it. Love y'all, and I'm glad to be a part of this.
Well, good on y'all for doing that. I mean, everybody needs help now and then, and y'all are definitely one big old family over there at Numb Thumbs. Where can folks go if they want to help out that family?
Oh, I really don't have a link. I'm telling everybody at Numb Thumbs Gaming to go to my personal PayPal account. I mean, you can just join the Discord, join the Lone Star Discord. I mean, that's all I can pretty much tell you.
Okay, they can find some information maybe at Numb Thumbs Gaming.
Yeah.
Y'all are on Facebook. Y'all have your own website. I'm sure there's something on there they can find.
Oh yeah, there's a Numb Thumbs Gaming Facebook page. I shared the info on there today. So.
Awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate that, man. That's definitely good to hear stories about families coming together to help other families out. And just goes to show what kind of community we're all being a part of, and it's one heck of a good one, man. So we'll leave it at that. And again, congrats on the P2 here tonight, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck coming up here next week at the All-Star Race.
Thank you, brother.
Awesome deal there.
Oh man, gotta wipe a tear. Hold on. As we do move on up to our race winner here. That's going to be the 20 of Justin Lawson. Man, we're going to have to start teching your truck, man. Back-to-back wins. Maybe looking at a three-peat here coming up at the All-Star race next week. Man, you were on fire, especially on those restarts. It looked like you had those on lockdown here.
Yeah, the restarts are really tricky. There's no grip at this track. So you can start second gear and launch really hard, but it's so easy to spin the tires, as the 42 found out. So I was doing third gear, and you might lose a little bit on the jump, but it seems like it's a lot safer, and you can really stand on it all the way down the straight.
So a little bit of a, if guys are watching the broadcast tonight, maybe they got a little insider information there about the third gear restart.
Oh, or maybe he's giving misinformation like the media.
Oh, maybe he is.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, you never can tell.
Well, that's awesome. We love watching that Maxwell House machine run around out there tonight, and we love all the guys getting in the spirit with the throwback paints and stuff like that. How many laps can you really, if you're green flagging it, racing hard, how many laps can you really get out of a set of tires here?
I'm not real sure. I haven't ever really pushed it. I believe you could probably go the whole race, but unless you had a big gap, I don't think you would be able to hold them off. It gets really slick after, really just one lap, but after about 20 laps, like driving on ice, especially, and it only takes one little slip up off the corner to get the tires spinning, and it's like they get hot and sticky, and it's just garbage for the next 4 laps to get them cooled back off.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of that tonight, especially in turn 3 and 4 there, where the tires were cold, they were hot, and a lot of sliding around. But what'd you think about it for a practice for next week? I think it was a good idea to kind of throw this together. And you going to take the next one as well? Are you just going to keep winning every week, or what?
I'd love to. There's a lot of stiff competition in here. I do a lot of short track racing. I'm not a very big super speedway guy, so I was pretty confident coming in tonight. But man, some of these guys are tough, even on the short tracks. 64, we ran real tight. I was giving 110%. I know I had a 10-lap tire advantage on him, but he was hanging tough on the inside, and that's really hard to do. So, it's going to be a good race. I was really impressed with the quality of the race tonight. Going from a super speedway league into a short track like this is pretty tough.
Yeah, I think what surprised us here too is how much everyone was able to adapt here. I know a lot of these guys have only ever really run these, super speedways and put them on something like this, man, and it's a whole different ball game. But at the end of the day, for this practice race, you come out on top. Congratulations to that. Do you got any shout outs or anything you got before we let you go here?
Yeah, I got in trouble for not giving my buddy Paul any more credit last week, so I'm going to call him out and thank him for painting my trucks and being a really good teammate and really good friend. But also got to thank my wife for putting up with all this noise down here. But yeah, and thank you to Greg and all you guys for putting this on. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate it, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck at the actual go-around here for the All-Star race coming up here next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's going to be on 2/2/22. That's kind of strange.
Tuesday,
the 2/2 Tuesday.
That it is. Well, we got one more interview to get out of the way here, and that's with El Capitan himself, Little Rimber, the 69 of Greg Turner. Greg, you there?
Oh, he might.
There he is. There he is. Hey, Greg, man. Going from a super speedway to a short track like North Wilkesboro, you guys did a heck of a job here. I kind of like what you decided here for this All-Star race coming up next week.
Yeah, man, it was different for sure tonight. Nobody really knew what to expect. I decided to hop out there with them last minute, and it's been a long time since I've been on a short track myself, so there was definitely a lot of learning that took place tonight for sure. And I mean, it's interesting. We wanted to swap things up and take away from that whole just wide open speed thing. We wanted to see, for the All-Star race, what could we do to change the style up and see if it was the same guys still there at the end of the day.
Well, a couple of them cats out there really know how to do some short track racing, like Cale Tuberville. We saw Derek Welch. Eric Stoy was solid all night, running that low line. Bradley Clay in the 31 started up in the front and finished in the top 4. But, yeah, man, really cool choice to do an all-star race here. We were the same way. We didn't know what the heck to expect, but you guys definitely put on a good show. Talk a little bit about next week. Y'all got the all-star race coming up. What's that going to be like? I don't think you guys are you guys doing any kind of points or anything? Is it just kind of exhibition?
No, it's just an exhibition race that we're gonna do just for fun and our buddy Eddie, he's sponsoring it with his paints, and we're going to try and we got some little surprises planned that we think is gonna make the racing even better, and we're gonna wait and bring those out next week, and I mean we're gonna show it to everybody at the same time, so nobody knows what's coming yet. And it's by far going to be the most epic race that we've done all season.
Oh, I'm ready for that.
Well, tonight was fun. It was kind of like you said, a learning experience. But I love the concept. Y'all are super speedway guys, and then dialing it back to like local short track. This is homegrown racing right here. So you kind of, it just totally changes the dynamic for your league. I think it's awesome. It was fun tonight. We saw a lot of cool stuff, and I think guys learned. And next week's going to be pretty sweet. So, congrats on that.
Yeah, I'm really excited that we actually got the chance to do this tonight. I mean, obviously we had a little bit of other plans this morning, but they got changed, and we come out here and threw this practice out. As I'm going through the chat right now, just looking at what all the guys are saying, I mean, not a soul is complaining about anything tonight. Everybody just had just a great time racing tonight, and hopefully that can carry over to next week, and we're going to make a show of it at least.
Man, that show is something that we cannot wait. No, not the finish you necessarily wanted to, even though you were, like you said, kind of last minute jumping in here, but still running out there, having some fun with these guys, man. We've missed you out there on the track. Glad to have you riding around there once again, and we can't wait to see you guys out here once again here next week.
Oh yeah, man. I wish I could get out there more often. Trying to run a league it's hard to race in the league and be the admin at the same time. So you kind of do what you got to do to make the racing and the league as good as it can be. And I think we got some plans for next semester or next semester. Listen at me talking like a school teacher. next season, and we're going to try to see if I can get back out there some.
Awesome, man. Well, again, we appreciate it, and we can't wait for next week, man. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, man. We appreciate it. We'll see y'all next week.
All right. And with that, this has been an official practice race for that All-Star race, and you heard it there. There's going to be some little surprises coming up here.
I'm excited.
Ooh, man. This was already a surprise. Well, I don't know what else they can surprise us with.
I don't know, but we're going to find out here next week because these guys come back for 2-2-2-2 Tuesday.
Hey, guys. Just wanted to say thanks for the promotion, and you guys did an excellent job.
Hey, Eddie Murray.
The whole race.
Hey, Eddie, well, we appreciate everything you do for this league, and besides the link we posted on M.TV's Facebook page on the promo, is there anything else you can tell the folks about how to find you and what kind of paints you like to do and that kind of deal?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Eddie Murray. They can contact me there, or they can go through Trading Paints. It's Terrell E. Murray, as the link showed. My favorite things to paint are the trucks. Obviously, we run those, but I've painted everything from big block modifieds to the Delaras, and some of the late models. I really enjoy late models. That's where I cut my teeth. Was down here in South Georgia running late models, limited late models, stuff like that. So, anything with a flat piece of metal, I can put a paint on it.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you.
Heck yeah,
Well,
man.
like I said, we appreciate y'all doing what you're doing, and it brings the entertainment value to iRacing for everybody.
I hope that's the case, because we like just talking about stuff. We're the talkers. Y'all are putting on a show, and we just enjoy watching y'all. So, awesome job tonight. Looking
Yeah, I
forward to
finished on
next
the
week.
lead lap for the first time this season. I was pretty happy.
Look at you go.
Little victories,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Hey, all it takes is a short track and everybody else wrecking. I think we ought to do that more next season.
Heck yeah. All right, brother. Good to
All right,
talk
y'all
to you.
take care.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, so there you go, everybody. You had it from the man himself, Mr. Special Ed, getting his paints all done and out there. You can go check him out on that Facebook or that Trading Paints, and go get yourself some fantastic looking paints by a fantastic man there, and our good friend Special Ed, Eddie Murray. And that was a surprise, because now I lost my train of thought. Where was I?
We need to do the race rundown.
Yeah. Race rundown. All right, so we got our finishing order here tonight. Not a big order, but hey, still we got ourselves a little bit of an order. We got the 20 of Justin Lawson walking away here with the win, with the one of Derek Welch with a very strong showing. You got the 4 of Eric Stoy also with a very strong showing here, up 5 spots. Got Bradley Clay doing really well up there in that 31, finishing here in 4th. Kevin Winker in that 42, man, he's all apologetic and all that in the Discord, saying, man, I really kind of suck at these things. Well, he was up there leading some of these laps, and you saw him put in some good work. So top 5 finish for Kevin Winker. 64 at Cale Turbeville. Just an interesting pit strategy there for Cale. I think might have cost him a victory here tonight, but still a great showing for him. The 54, Brandon Coleman was out there riding around looking pretty good, dirt tracking that thing all the way around and having himself a big old ball of fun. Same thing with that 12 of Austin Johnson. We saw him maybe get a little too excited a couple times, but still not a bad finish for him there in 8th. As the 24 of Andrew Hansley finishes here in 9th, with the number 6 of Paul Durkee rounding out that top 10.
Yeah, the 33 truck of our sponsor, Ed Murray, finishing in 11th, like you said, on the lead lap. So good on you there, Ed. The 88 of Zach Staten finishes 2 laps down in 12th. Gregory Turner in the 69, Little Rimmer finishing in 13th, right 1 position up from where he started. Cody Staten in the 15, started up in the top 5, but not a good night for Cody's. I guess he run out of fast repairs and fell out of, 15 laps behind there. Same with Joshua Moore and that number 51 Muehlberger Custom Homes machine. Josh had a bad night tonight and ended up finishing right here at the back of the field.
Yes, indeed. And a big thank you to Tom Barish, as I believe he was our race director here tonight.
Race controller, cool.
So great job on those yellows there tonight, Tom, and we appreciate the time that you took in here tonight, as we appreciate all of you who took the time in to tune in and watch this lovely race here from North Wilkesboro. It's definitely been a fun one, and we can't wait to do it all again here next week. But until next week, we got tomorrow night, the Vigilante Racing League heads on off and into the desert of Sonoma. So we're going to see some of these cars, or I should say some of these trucks, man, they're going to be having a very tricky time there at that up and down winding course. That is a show you are not going to want to miss. For Alan English and Adam Turner, I'm Alan Brown, and we are signing off here for tonight. We'll see you all tomorrow.
We gone.
Yeah.
I wanted peace, I wanted to be fine. I wonder why I can't adjust it for